Hey guys.
We're talking about money. For the love of money, he'll kill his own brother. Don't let money change you.
I told you I got you on a harmony.
Mighty dollar. What's the harmony come in at?
For the love of money.
Okay. So, thank you guys. Some of you guys submitted questions and suggestions for videos, and we encourage you to do that for this video too. We want to hear what you guys want to talk about because there's so many aspects to marriage and relationships.
Right.
So one of the questions that we received was, what do you do about disagreements about money? Not like we have ever had a disagreement about money,
no,
right?
I mean, we would have to be a normal married couple for that to happen.
I'm sure there's a lot of videos out there on this or blogs. I mean, because it's common. It's actually one of the top 5. I think we studied this last year. One of the top 5 reasons why people get divorced.
Right, that's real.
Is money is real.
That's real.
Real.
That's real.
What we'll share is what kind of ended up working out for us, and then you guys can kind of figure out what'll work out for you, because I think it'll be different for everybody.
Definitely.
So for us, I happen to be the person that was better with money. Not that I was really good, because I still have my own issues.
But you're great as far as budgeting. Like when we met, I didn't even think about budget. You were just like, this poor baby. She's just blowing all of her money. So I have
I've always maintained like an Excel spreadsheet with all of my finances, budgeting. I budget out for years or whatever. But anyway, the reason I'm telling you this is that, first of all, it starts with communication. And I personally believe in our marriage, what worked out is we were able to decide that one person was better at finances than the other. I think what a lot of people end up doing is they try to do this like 50-50 thing when it comes to finances, and that's okay. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that, but for us it didn't work.
We tried it.
We tried it.
We even tried I kept my paycheck and you kept yours.
Right.
That method, I know a lot of people do that, but that just did not work.
It didn't work for us.
For what we were doing.
Now, I will say this though. In me taking over the finances, another mistake that I made was, now that I was in charge of finances, I wasn't necessarily communicating with Alicia about some of the decisions I was making or what was happening with the money. So what would happen at times was she would ask for things and I would get frustrated because I'm like, well, but you don't know what's going on with the money, and why would you ask for that, and blah, 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 blah. When in reality, I really wasn't doing a great job of communicating to her what was going on with the money. So after many years of, trying to figure it out.
Of training.
What we found was the best way to do it is, number one, like I say, find the person who's best with the finances. Hopefully one of you guys is better than the other.
Right.
And then secondly, I think just the communication. I know it's said so many times when it comes to relationships, but I think it was key in us stopping the arguments. Like we don't really have
the fact that we meet and you let me know this is what's here for you to do A, B, and C, or he'll say, what do you need to do this coming month, and I'll say A, B, and C, and D, and then he always say, well, give me a number, and I'm like, no, you give me a number. But it's always a communication about what I need way ahead of time before I need it. So that has definitely helped me. I think helped you a lot.
Yeah. Because
I'm really big on, and I still kind of do it, but it doesn't mean I want it now. Like, I'm big on throwing up on him as far as like, I need this, and this, and this. It would be so nice if
I need it now. No, she's not like that.
It's like, what?
I get stressed.
And I'm supposed to remember this?
Well, I get stressed anytime she mentions money. But this is what I found though. This was interesting. I was getting stressed because I wasn't as organized as I thought I was. So when she asked for money, I wasn't really prepared to kind of deal with that, so I would just get completely stressed out. So now we've really done a great job balancing out. Now, the last video we kept having people ask about books, certain books, so let's talk about money. I will say the best money book, God, there's a lot of them. Total Money Makeover by Dave Ramsey definitely has impacted the way that we manage our money.
Oh my gosh,
but I also have to mention an old one that we didn't. We read that one together. Mm-hmm. But Rich Dad Poor Dad is one that
that's
we didn't
the book
read.
that I was mentioning that you read over and over again. Remember, I kept trying to.
Are you sure it was Rich Dad Poor Dad?
Yes, because you used to carry that book around.
That's what
read
it was.
Multiple times.
So Rich Dad Poor Dad is another one that we did for finances. Richest Man in Babylon is another great one for finances. So I know y'all wanting books. I wasn't gonna leave you out this time. So those are the books that we read. So as far as handling disagreements, I personally feel like the only way to handle disagreements is avoid them. So I believe that in our situation,
not avoid them by ignoring the situation.
No.
Avoid them by, thinking ahead and having that communication and having a plan in place.
Right.
I think that we can say that, oh my gosh, we've been there for a long time, but it took us a long time to get it financially.
A long time.
It hasn't been that long.
It took us a minute.
But it took us a really long time to really get our finances where we wanted to get them, be organized with our finances, be disciplined with our finances. It took a long time to get it.
Yes.
Even though we knew what to do, it's like sometimes you still don't do what the heck you have to do.
Right. And I'm going to say this again because we talked about breaking cycles. Only thing I knew about finances is from my mom. We had models for how to be financially responsible, but they weren't necessarily the right model for a marriage, or because I think a financial model for a marriage is very different than a financial model for someone who's single, in my opinion. But so that's my answer as far as disagreements, is do your best to avoid them. I think that's what worked out for us ultimately.
Communication.
Communication.
And the great thing about marriage is communication is usually like the answer to most of your problems. Just do it.
Right.
Communication is like, well, my husband, he ain't talking to me. Communicate, meaning go talk to him. Well, my husband, when I cook him dinner, he don't eat. Communicate, ask him why. Well,
I'm gonna say that one of the best things that we could have ever done was we meet every week.
Oh my gosh.
And when we don't meet, you can tell.
Now we're doing multiple times throughout the week.
But if we don't meet, you can tell. But we meet every week. We talk about finances. We talk about our goals. Another thing I'm gonna say is I think you should have flexibility in your finances because, my wife, she loves to have flexibility, and we come up with like a wish list.
I like how you say that. My wife, she loves to have
flexibility in her finances.
Flexibility in her finances.
She wants to be able to buy the things that she needs, and there's still a way to do that with the budget, and for her to be able to get the things that she needs.
And not putting yourself in like a financial bind,
So I think the point is just have some flexibility, learn the spending patterns of each other, and work together on coming up with something that works for both of you guys. So anyway, guys, if you have any comments, any questions, any topics that you want us to talk about, let us know. We'd love to talk about it. We'd love to share with you guys the things that we're working on. And we'd also like to hear from you.
So guys, continue to share your ideas. We're definitely watching them and reading them. So we'll be picking through them and doing videos and just basically answering your questions as we go along. So I hope that this video, helped you at least pointed you in the right direction. And again, the whole, point of this video is just about communication and being on the same page, coming up with a plan. So if you have to set up a meeting, anything that's going to work for you guys. So good luck on having that conversation tonight. Bye guys.
Peace.
And you forget, that, oh my gosh, not only am I a mother, I'm a wife. You forget about, your husband's needs. And what's so funny about saying that is some people like, well, my husband's needs, that's not the most important thing, but it is important, and it's not intentional. you just want to give to your kids, and you're trying to be your best, and the husband is sometimes like, well,
secondary.
he goes down the priority.